What if Earth orbited Sirius? Imagine waking up one morning to see not a yellow sun, but a brilliant blue-white light dominating the sky. The warmth feels sharper, the shadows crisper, and the air thinner. Welcome to an alternate universe where Earth orbits the most luminous star in our night sky. Sirius, also known as the Dog Star, lies about 8.6 light-years away from us in reality. It's almost twice as massive as the Sun and over 25 times more luminous. But what if our planet left the solar system and found itself circling this blazing giant instead? Before we dive deep into this cosmic what-if, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video for more mind-blowing space scenarios.
Date.
Each week we explore the wildest twists of the universe, and your support keeps this channel orbiting new ideas. Now let's embark on a journey to the blazing system of Sirius. The first thing you'd notice is brightness. Unbearable, searing brightness. Sirius is so luminous that daytime would almost resemble a permanent noon. Nights as we know them would vanish, replaced by a pale, ghostly twilight, even when Sirius dips below the horizon. The extra radiation from Sirius would dramatically alter Earth's climate. The oceans might start boiling at the equator, while the poles melt entirely. Ice caps would cease to exist, and vast clouds of vapor would engulf the atmosphere. With increased heat, the hydrological cycle would accelerate beyond comprehension. Torrential storms and super hurricanes would sweep across the continents. Rain would fall in endless sheets, reshaping landscapes faster than humanity could adapt. Plants and animals wouldn't survive in their current forms. Photosynthesis would be overpowered by the harsh ultraviolet rays. Only genetically modified or rapidly evolved organisms could endure the relentless radiation of Sirius. The sky itself would transform. Our familiar blue would shift toward a brighter, more electric hue, maybe even a shimmering white. Looking upward would feel like staring into a diamond forged in the heavens. Humans would need protection just to walk outside. Sunscreen would be useless against this level of UV exposure. Specialized suits and domed cities would become the only way to live under Sirius's gaze. The nights would bring little relief. Sirius is accompanied by a faint white dwarf companion, Sirius B, which glows with ghostly intensity. Even after the main star sets, the secondary star would bathe the world in a cold silver radiance. Astronomy as we know it would change forever. The overpowering light from Sirius would wash out most constellations. The Milky Way's beauty would fade into a faint smear of light, the night sky dominated by a single, blinding source. Agriculture would have to move underground or underwater. Crops couldn't handle the intensity of direct light. Artificial biospheres would mimic the old solar patterns of day and night to sustain life. The year would also look very different. Since Sirius is more massive, Earth would orbit faster to stay stable. A Sirius year could be shorter, maybe lasting only a few months by our current measure. That means seasons would rush by in a blur. Spring might last only a few days, and winters, if any, could vanish completely. The concept of time itself would feel distorted, alien, and chaotic. Humanity would have to redefine energy production. Solar power would become nearly limitless. Panels could harness hundreds of times more energy than they do from the sun, revolutionizing technology. But with great power comes great peril. Electronic systems could overheat, satellites could fry, and unshielded instruments would fail instantly. The intense radiation would force us to redesign every aspect of modern civilization. The oceans would glow with reflected light dazzling from horizon to horizon, yet beneath the shimmering surface, ecosystems would collapse. Coral reefs would bleach beyond recovery, and deep-sea creatures might rise seeking cooler refuges. Atmospheric chemistry would also change drastically. Ozone layers would deteriorate, unable to block such harsh UV. The air might become filled with photochemical smog, a deadly haze, shimmering under eternal daylight. Humans might retreat underground, building vast subterranean cities powered by the abundant Sirius energy. Life on the surface would be reserved for machines, drones, and brave explorers. The surface world would become both a marvel and a danger. The moon, too, would look dramatically different. Bathed in the blinding light of Sirius, it would glow almost like a mirror. Lunar nights would be gone, replaced by an eternal gleam across its surface. Over time, Sirius's gravity could even affect Earth's structure. Tides would grow stronger, earthquakes more frequent, and volcanic activity could surge. The planet would literally groan under the pressure of its new master star. Wildlife, if any remained, would evolve toward survival in light. Albino or translucent creatures could thrive, absorbing minimal radiation. Evolution would speed up under these extreme conditions. Humanity might even genetically engineer itself to cope. Skin capable of reflecting UV, eyes adapted to harsh light, and bodies resistant to heat. The next generation of humans might be unrecognizable compared to us. Space travel from Sirius Earth would be fascinating yet perilous. Escaping its gravitational influence would require immense energy, yet with so much radiation-based power available, it might become achievable. Communication systems would need to be shielded against constant electromagnetic interference. Radio signals could distort, and satellites would need protection far stronger than anything built today. The cosmos around Sirius would be both alive and hostile. Interestingly, the color of daylight would shift toward white or even bluish tones. Shadows would be razor-sharp and shorter. Artists and scientists alike would see the world as an overexposed photograph. The psychological effects on humans could be profound. Living without true night could cause insomnia, anxiety, and disorientation. Our biological clocks would lose rhythm, forcing society to artificially enforce nighttime. Religions and myths would evolve around the dazzling star. Ancient civilizations might see Sirius as a god of fire and rebirth. Humanity's relationship with the cosmos would take on new spiritual meaning. Space explorers might look back and see the sun, our former home star, as a faint yellow dot. Nostalgia would mix with awe at how different life had become. The universe would feel both familiar and foreign. Over millennia, Earth might slowly adjust its orbit to maintain stability. If too close, it would burn. If too far, it would freeze. Finding the habitable sweet spot around Sirius would be humanity's greatest engineering challenge. The difference in luminosity would also mean new colors of sunrise and sunset. Instead of warm orange tones, we'd see blinding blue-white arcs across the sky. Beauty would coexist with danger. The white dwarf companion, Sirius B, could create gravitational disturbances. Occasionally, its pull might send asteroid showers toward Earth. Cosmic weather would become a real threat. The increased energy flux could even ignite strange atmospheric phenomena, glowing plasma storms or auroras stretching from pole to pole. The planet would shimmer like a living gem in the void. But over time, Sirius's life would run faster than our sun's. Massive stars burn their fuel quickly. In just a few 100 million years, Sirius would begin to fade and die, ending in a spectacular collapse. If Earth remained orbiting during that stage, it would be engulfed in chaos. Stellar winds would strip the atmosphere. The planet's surface could be blasted clean of life. Humanity's only hope would be to leave migrating to a new star system. We'd become true cosmic nomads, always chasing stable light. Our destiny tied not to one sun, but to survival among many. From the distant reaches of space, Sirius Earth would be breathtaking to behold. A glowing jewel circling a blue-white star, blazing against the darkness. Beauty and destruction intertwined in cosmic harmony. Scientists on faraway worlds might marvel at it, wondering how life could ever survive there. Perhaps they'd call it the world of eternal day. And they'd be right, for on Sirius Earth, the night never truly comes. Our story would become a legend, a tale of how humanity defied its origins and danced with the brightest star. But it would also be a warning about the balance that sustains life. Too much light can destroy as easily as darkness. Oh. As you gaze up at Sirius tonight, that brilliant point in the sky, imagine if it were your sun. Could humanity endure under its brilliance or vanish beneath its fire? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more what-if adventures among the stars.